Hello friends, in continuation with our video series based on computer network, in the last part we had seen what is TCP, what are the some basic important characteristics of TCP. Along with we have also discussed the TCP segment structure. Now in this part we will see the significance of sequence number and acknowledgement number, the role played by these two numbers in achieving the reliable data transfer in TCP. In the last part, so far we have discussed the basic property of TCP and some of the important characteristics of TCP. And we have also explored the typical TCP segment structure, wherein segment sequence number and acknowledgement number were the part of that particular segment structure. Now we will see the significance of this sequence number and acknowledgement number. As we know, TCP supports pipeline mode. That is, multiple packets can be in transition simultaneously. As in case of GBN and SR protocol, that is go back and selective repeat. Here also number of packets which can be in transit simultaneously is controlled by window size as shown. This is a window which will decide how many packets can be in transit at any instance of time. As shown in the sender sequence number space, window size n is depicted, which will slide as packets are transmitted from sender to receiver. We know that this window is slide forward as transition is going on. At any instance of time, there are maximum n packets can be active, which is indicated by this window. Here, send packets are denoted by green color. Packets which are sent but not yet acknowledged. These are the packets which are sent but yet to be acknowledged. That means which are in flight are shown in yellow color. Packets which are usable but not yet sent are shown in blue color. Means these blue color packets can be called as a valid packet which can be used for sending but yet not sent. The active packet, that is total active packets, is summation of these sent and not yet acknowledged and usable but not yet sent packets. These yellow packets plus blue packets, summation of these two packets is nothing but a set of active packets. These are the packets. This indicates the packets are sent but yet to be acknowledged by the receiver. These are the usable packets which are yet to be used by sender for transmission purpose. Unusable packets are shown in red color as these packets are lying beyond this window of size n. Apart from this, two of the most important field in TCP segment header are sequence number field and the acknowledgement number field. These fields are critical part of TCP's reliable data transfer protocol. Sequence number field of the outgoing segment includes the first available packet number from usable but not yet sent group. Repeat. Sequence number field of the outgoing segment includes the first available packet number from the usable but not yet sent group. Usable but not yet sent group, that was shown by blue color the first packet in that group. This is the sequence number field of the outgoing segment from sender. This field, that sequence number here, the number of this packet is put, and the sequence number field of incoming segment includes the packet number from one among sent but not yet acknowledged group. Again, I repeat, sequence number field of incoming segment includes a packet number from one among the sent but not yet acknowledged group, which is typically shown by yellow color packets. This acknowledgement number in the incoming segment sender packet may consist of any number of any one of these packets among these yellow packets. Packets indicate the packets were sent but yet to be acknowledged by the receiver. Each sequence number is inserted in the sequence number field in the header of the appropriate TCP segment. Before discussing how these fields are used to provide reliable data transfer, it is imperative to know what exactly TCP puts in these fields. TCP views data as an unstructured but ordered stream of bytes. TCP's use of sequence number reflect this view in that sequence numbers are over the stream of transmitted byte and not over the series of transmitted segment. We will see in detail next what is the meaning of this. The sequence number for segment is therefore a byte stream number of the first byte in the segment. Now let us consider an acknowledgement number. These are little trickier than the sequence number. Recall that TCP is full duplex, means both the entity involved in communication can transfer data simultaneously. So that host A at one end may be receiving data from host B while it sends data to host B also. Each of the segments that arrive from host B has a sequence number for data flowing from B to A. The acknowledgement number that host A put in its segment is a sequence number of the next byte host A is expecting from host B. TCP is used to provide cumulative acknowledgement. To have a better insight to what these sequence and acknowledgement numbers are and what is cumulative acknowledgement, we will take some example. Let us look at an example. Suppose that a process in host A wants to send a stream of data to process in host B over a TCP connection. The TCP in host A will implicitly number each byte in data stream. Suppose that a data stream consists of file consisting of 5 lakhs bytes and that MSS is 1000 byte in length. That the first byte of data stream is numbered 0. As shown, TCP constructs 500 segments. Like this is one segment, this is another segment. Likewise, it will construct 500 segments. Each segment consists of 1000 byte, that is the size of MSS. The first segment get assigned a sequence number 0. Second segment get assigned the sequence number 1000. Third segment get assigned sequence number 2000. Likewise, TCP assign number to each segments. That is a starting first byte address. Now let us consider acknowledgement numbers. These are little trickier than sequence numbers. Recall that as we have discussed, TCP is full duplex. So both host A may be receiving data from host B while it sends data to host B as a part of same TCP connection. It's a full duplex. Now we will see how sequence numbers and acknowledgement numbers are computed and placed in the packets. Suppose, as shown here, host A and host B are communicating in full duplex mode over a TCP connection. And host A is about to send three packets: packet 1, packet 2, and packet 3 to host B. Here we will see the way sequence numbers and acknowledgement numbers were inserted in the respective sender and receiver segment by TCP. Here, first packet was sent along with the packet. This packet is having sequence number 34, acknowledgement number 93, and 116 byte of data. That is, 34 is the first byte in the packet, hence sequence number is marked as 34. Acknowledgement number 93 indicates that this host A is expecting the packet from host B having the sequence number as 93. This 116 byte of data is the size of packet which is transferring. That is 150 minus 34 comes out to be 116. It is size of packet. In response to this, host B, as these host A and host B are in full duplex mode, host B may send data packet. Here packet 1 sent by host B to host A. Again, see sequence number 93 indicates the first byte address. Acknowledge 151. The meaning of this 151 here is host B is expecting the next packet with sequence number 151 as it has already received 150 first 150 bytes in the earlier communication. This acknowledge 151 indicates that host B is expecting a packet from host A having sequence number 151. And here 65 byte indicates the size of packet currently under transmission. Again, in response to this, host A transfer next yet another packet. As expected, the sequence number of this packet is 151. The first byte address, that is sequence number. Again, this acknowledge 159. The significance of this one acknowledge 159 is that host A is expecting next packet from host B having sequence number 159 as it has already received earlier packets starting from 93 to 158. First 158 bytes of data has already been received. So host A in next communication from host B expecting packet having sequence number 159. Again, host B send another packet to host A having sequence number 159 as expected in the acknowledgement, with acknowledgement number 241 indicating it is expecting next packet from host A having sequence number 241, and 75 is the size of current data packet. This is how communication between two node working in full duplex mode took place and manipulating the sequence number and acknowledgement number. We will take yet another example which help you to get more insight into what is the significance of sequence number and acknowledgement number and how these numbers are being manipulated by the host involved in communication. Here suppose host A and host B are involved in full duplex mode communication, and host B has received one segment from host A containing byte 34 to 150 as shown in packet number 1. Packet was sent by A and which was received by host B. In response to that packet, suppose host B is in sending one more packet, yet another packet from which contains byte from 93 to 158. And as discussed earlier, accordingly, it will put the sequence number 93 as a first byte number, and acknowledge 151 indicates that the next packet expected by host B must contain byte 151 as the first byte, as it has already received a packet which up to 150 bytes data. Suppose host A send the packet 2 containing byte 151 to 240, and in between that packet was lost. When host B sending its packet, the loss of this packet is appropriately signified by manipulating the acknowledgement number. Here you can observe the sequence number 155 means the first byte address in the packet 2 is 159. Acknowledge 151 indicates host B is expecting packet from A contains 151 as the first byte address. As 151 is the first byte address in packet 2 which was missed or lost in between, which host B has not yet received, that is how host B indicating by manipulating this acknowledgement number. In this example, host B is still waiting for byte 151 and beyond in order to recreate A's data stream, which will be later on transmitted to the upper layer. Thus, B's next segment to A will contain acknowledgement 151 in the acknowledgement number field. Because TCP only acknowledge bytes up to the first missing byte in the stream, TCP is said to be provide the cumulative acknowledgements. Here in this example, host B received the third packet 241 to 296 before receiving the second packet through, that is 151 to 240. Thus the third packet arrived out of order. Since the packet 2 was lost and before the packet 2 was retransmitted and received by host B, it has received the next packet, that is packet number 3. Hence packet number 3 received by B is out of order. The subtle issue in this case is, what does a host B in this case do when it receives the out of order segment in TCP connection? What to do? Here it is up to the implementer to decide. There could be two choices. Either a receiver immediately discard out of order segments. As discussed earlier, it was the easiest for simple design. Simply discard the any packet which is out of order. The second choice could be receiver keeps the out of order byte and wait for missing type byte to fill in the gap. Clearly, the latter choice, that is the second choice, is more efficient in terms of network bandwidth and is the approach taken in the practice. For that purpose, receiver has to maintain the buffer because out of order packets should be kept or parked temporarily in buffer till they get the missing packets, and then they can forward the packets once the gaps has been filled. Here TCP does not impose any mechanism which was not mentioned in the TCP REC document. It is up to the implementer to take whether to discard the packet or whether to provide a buffer arrangement. We now consider yet another example, that is a simple telnet scenario which is using TCP protocol for transmission. Here, sender is simply sending the data, that is character C in this case, from sender to receiver. The outgoing packet constructed for this communication, for this transmission, includes a sequence number, an acknowledgement number, and data. The sequence number 42, acknowledgement number 79, and character data C is the actual content of the packet. Sequence number 42 signifies 42 is the address of first byte of the data which is being transferred from host A to host B. Acknowledgement number 79 indicates that host A is expecting a packet from host B which contains data having first address as 79. On receipt of this packet from sender to receiver, receiver construct the incoming segment, and incoming because we are considering from sender's point of view, which includes sequence number 79 as expected by the host in early communication. Acknowledgement number 43, that is the next expected sequence number from sender, because 42 packet with 42 address has already been sent. The next packet which host B is expecting from host A must start with 43 because we're just transferring the single character which required 1 byte, and data character C which is echo back at the sender. Hence, packet consists of sequence number 79 as expected by the host A, acknowledgement number 43 as B is expecting data from host A which must start with address 43 next, and data C. On receipt of acknowledgement from receiver at sender, sender continue communication by sending the sequence number 43 as expected by receiver along with expected acknowledgement number from receiver next. This is sequence number 43 which was expected by host B, and acknowledgement number 80 which A expect from B next. This is how the pair of sequence number and acknowledgement number in both incoming and outgoing packet used to ensure the reliable data transfer using TCP protocol. So far we have discussed what is TCP, what are the basic characteristics of TCP, what is the basic structure of TCP segment, and what is the significance of sequence number and acknowledgement number play during communication. Next, we will explore the significance of round trip time in the next part. Thank you. Thank you very much.